vaccination. It was effortless.
Mhm.
Nobody should fear it.
I agree.
It is stunning that they're showing a 95% efficacy for those two vaccines. That's
Mhm.
right up there with measles and
Hey, Chairman, I realize it's not quite time yet, but we are recording and we are live streaming to YouTube. So when you are ready, we are all set.
And Nicole, the same thing with the general public comments. I'll do the same thing as we did in the first one. And I'll also try to remind people that the board will not be entertaining probably comments on it. I mean, debate on it or whatever. So,
Thank you, sir.
okay. I have 7 o'clock. Let's call the Isabella County Board of Commissioners regular board meeting, electronic meeting, January 19, 2021, board session to order. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of
of
America
America
and to
and to the republic
republic for which it stands,
one
nation, under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
Liberty.
with
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Anna. Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please. Or roll call, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Muted, Terry.
Terry, you're muted. Terry, you're muted.
I think he's working on it.
Got it?
Now I say it.
All right, sorry. District 1, Terry Hutchinson, District 1, reporting from my home in Nottawa Township, Isabel County.
thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Engler,
Here, I'm participating remotely from my home in Deerfield Township, Isabella County, Michigan.
thank you. Commissioner Jazinski,
Present, participating from my home in Chippewa Township, Isabella County, Michigan.
thank you. Commissioner Hope,
I am present, attending from my home in the city of Mount Pleasant, Isabella County, Michigan.
thank you. Commissioner Marino,
Here, participating remotely from my home in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Isabella County.
thank you. Commissioner Swaney,
here. Also participating remotely from my home in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Isabella County.
thank you. And Commissioner Horton,
I'm also here, here at my home in Union Township, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Isabella County.
thank you. All present, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Clerk Lux. Next, let's go to the approval of the agenda. Under general public comments, we're going to have that. Presentations and special reports, we have none. Appointments to boards and commissions, we have none. Consent agenda. Next up is anybody like to add or remove to the consent agenda? Okay, next up, the committee reports, Finance and Administration Committee. Tobin, you're muted.
Muted. Finance and Administration is all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee.
Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee is all set, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you. Human Resources and Public Works Committee.
Human Resources and Public Works is all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Hope, do we have anything under intergovernmental affairs this evening?
Not tonight, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We have nothing under the Administrator Controller Report. We have nothing under unfinished business, nothing under new business, nothing under general public comments, announcements and adjournment. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda, please?
So moved, Jazinski.
Support Hope.
We have a motion and support to approve the agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. We have an agenda. All right, next up, we are going to have general public comments. This is reserved for 3 minutes of public comment. The board commissioners will take comment on the items anybody wants to talk about for 3 minutes. I will be asking, but I will be timing this and limiting comments to 3 minutes. And at that point, I'll announce that the 3-minute time frame is reached, and then Nicole Frost, our Deputy Administrator Controller, will then wait about 5 seconds and then turn the phone call off. So, Nicole, do we have anybody on the line?
There is no one for public comment at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll wait just a few seconds here. Okay, hearing and seeing nobody else, we will close general public comment. We have no presentations and special reports. We have no appointments to boards and commissions. Consent agenda, and keeping with tradition, Commissioner Swaney, if you would mind doing the motion for the consent agenda.
We'll talk about the tradition.
I knew that was coming, so I just,
It would be my pleasure to Chairman Horton.
I thought I'd get it in now,
Very
so,
long Consent agenda.
so,
All right, consent agenda. Motion reads, move to approve and place on file the December 15th, 2020 regular meeting minutes and the January 5th, 2021 organizational meeting minutes, the January 12th, 2021 Finance and Administration Committee meeting minutes, the January 12th, 2021 Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee meeting minutes, the January 12th, 2021 Human Resources and Public Works Committee meeting minutes, the December 10th, 2020 routine personal items, the December 24th, 2020 routine personal items, and the January 7th, 2021 routine personal items. Roll call.
Support.
we have a motion and support to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux. Next up, committee reports, Finance and Administration Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item number one is the December 11th, 2020 invoice list, December 18th, 2020 invoice list, the December 25th, 2020 invoice list, the January 1st, 2021 invoice list, January 8th, 2021 invoice list, and January 14th, 2021 adjustment list. Motion reads, move to ratify and place on file the December 11th, 2020 invoice list in the amount of $170,369.34. The December 18th, 2020 invoice list in the amount of $399,158.17. The December 25th, 2020 invoice list in the amount of $257,458.82. The January 2021 invoice list in the amount of $81,797.78. The January 8th, 2021 invoice list in the amount of $1,008,185.43. And the adjustment list dated January 14th, 2021.
Support.
We have a motion and support to approve the December 11th, 2020 invoice list, the December 18th, 2020 invoice list, the December 25th, 2020 invoice list, the January 1st, 2021 invoice list, the January 8th, 2021 invoice list, and the January 14th, 2021 adjustment list. Discussion.
Okay, so the December 11th list, we have items that we always see, the HATS payment, the Edward W. Sparrow payment for our monthly medical examiner. We bought a few laptops for information systems, the manpower payment for the MRF, some skid steer loader payment for the MRF, 2 ionizing sprayers for the sheriff department, and Wolverine Human Services and Highfields Incorporated, both for youth services, courts, childcare. And moving on then to the December 18th list. Again, a lot of the same things, a little bit of my Fisher Contracting Company and Contact Engineered Solutions for Lewis Drain. Some tile inventory for drains, marketing, some more laptops. KLP Ventures, $11,320 that Commissioner Jalazinski has explained in the work session that we had a question on what that, just because we hadn't seen it before. And the treasurer's office contracts with KLP Ventures for serving notices on delinquent taxes. And then the McBride Quality Care monthly contract costs that we always have. The December 25th list is fairly lengthy, but we have Michigan Municipal Risk Management payments for liability property insurance, Michigan State University second quarter MOA, HAPS payment, Mid-State Health Network payment, secure alarm systems, quarterly contract, and then we have several public defender appointments. The January 1st list, very short one. 3 major items: Preston Community Service, a monthly equalization contract, Verizon Wireless, monthly wireless charges, and the state of Michigan quarterly remonumentation fees. Those are charges that we always see. And then several adjustment lists, and mostly for early payments for Gordon Food Service, and a couple late payments for invoices to the city of Mount Pleasant, small late payment charges that we talked about earlier that we're going to try and work on somehow getting with the city and to possibly not have those late charges. So that covers those items. Any questions?
Any further
Did you,
discussion? Go ahead.
Did you happen to cover the January 8th invoice list?
I may have missed it, Jerry.
They just stick together.
That's entirely possible. I think I did miss it, and I've got to bring it up here. I didn't have it up on my screen. So the January 8th list, quite a lengthy one. Our HATS payment and a couple of payments.
I think Tobin's froze. Tobin, can you hear us?
He does appear to be frozen up.
Yeah, Jerry.
You want
Jerry,
me to complete that list? Well,
Yeah, why don't you jump in presenting the January 8th list?
okay. As Tobin is going through, a lot of these, again, are customary payments that we make to contractors for services. We have a credit card payment for monthly credit card charges from various departments. We've got payments to the state for pistol permit transmittals and circuit court transmittals. We have medical services for the sheriff from WellPath LLC. There's a purchase of a new vehicle, Ford Police Interceptor for the Sheriff's Department. There's a number of personal residence exemption charges that or payments that were made to school districts or to the county treasurer. And those come about, as explained by our county treasurer, when the tax rolls are supplied, the state goes through the rolls and finds reason to disavow the PRE exemption. And I can see where, perhaps when somebody has a chance to save 18 mils on their property taxes, we may be going to ask for that PRA exemption, but if it gets denied, then those payments need to be, those taxes need to be collected and payments made to the agencies that they're due. And then there's some first, I don't know if it's first quarter, but anyhow, first tax disbursement to the intermediate, couple of intermediate school districts, Montcalm Community College. And state of Michigan also has some probate district court transmittal payments. And Wolverine Human Services, again, for youth services provided to the county's youth.
Okay, thank you. I was going to try to go like this to stretch it out some more, Jerry, but I see Tobin has rejoined us now.
I lost my connection there. I apologize for that.
There you go. That would have been interesting to see how that would have went without the person who did the motion of whether what would have happened, but that's neither here nor there. Thank goodness. Let's get this one out. All right. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none. Clerk locks our roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jalzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Vote cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
The next item is the MERS Agreement Addendum. Motion reads, move to adopt the Municipal Employees Retirement System, MERS, Defined Benefit and Defined Contribution Plan Adoption Agreement Amendment, and authorize the County Administrator Controller, Margaret McAvoy, to sign the addendums.
Support.
We have a motion of support for the MERS Agreement Addendums. Discussion.
We have our retirement systems. One is a defined benefit and the other is a defined contribution through the MERS retirement system. And in the county, we have 6 plans. One is for non-represented employees and the rest of them are for union represented employees. MERS is asked to clean up some of the language in the older documents to make them more correct so that as an employee retires, it can be quickly defined and what their retirement benefit should be. There is no changes to any benefits. It's just a matter of changes to the language and to the documents that present the information to MERS. So the administration has gone through all that, filled out the necessary paperwork, and is ready for submittal.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Jalzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Okay,
Clerk Lux.
item number 3 is fiscal year 2020 CESF grant contract addendum A, Sheriff's Office. And the motion reads, move to approve the fiscal year 2020 coronavirus emergency supplemental funding CESF grant contract addendum A between the Michigan State Police and the Isabella County Sheriff's Office, and authorize the board chairperson to sign the same.
We have a motion of support to approve the fiscal year 2020 CESF grant contract addendum A, Sheriff's Office. Discussion.
So we have 3 of these that were addendums that we are doing in separate motions. This one's for the Sheriff's Office. We also have one for the Prosecuting Attorney's Office and one for the trial court. Their grants were made available to county law enforcement and courts as pass-through funds from the Michigan State Police. All 3 contracts have been executed and are in process, with much of the expenses having been made and some reimbursements already received by the county. The addendum served to correct 5 oversights made by the state, the first of which was just a correction in the number of pages. The second was changes the period of time that the Michigan State Police will reimburse costs. Change that time frame. The third and fourth are modifications correct in the attachment numbers. And the fifth one is, the fifth modification is clarification that an equal employment opportunity plan is not an applicable requirement of the program. The addendums do not alter the amount of funding available, but do alter the timeframe for reimbursement.
Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Item number 4 is fiscal year 2020 CESF Grant Contract Addendum A for the Prosecuting Attorney's Office. Motion reads, move to approve the fiscal year 2020 Coronavirus Emergency Supplemental Funding CESF Grant Contract Addendum A between the Michigan State Police and Isabella County Prosecuting Attorney's Office and authorize the board chairperson to sign the same.
Support.
We have a motion and support to approve the fiscal year 2020 CES Grant Contract Addendum A Prosecuting Attorney's Office. Discussion.
The changes are the same that Commissioner Hope just addressed concerning the sheriff's office. Again, it doesn't change the dollar amount. It just cleans up some
Bless you.
Bless you.
errors in the earlier contract.
Okay, do we have any further discussion on this motion in support? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux. Next up, please.
Okay, item number 5, fiscal year 2020 CESF Grant Contract Addendum A Trial Court. Motion to approve the fiscal year 2020 Coronavirus Emergency Supplemental Funding CESF Grant Contract Addendum A between the Michigan State Police and the Isabella County Trial Court and authorize the board chairperson to sign the same.
Support.
We have a motion and support to approve the fiscal year 2020 CESF Grant Contract Addendum A Trial Court. Discussion.
So same grant, same terms under this addendum as the previous two. A little smaller amount for the trial court, $29,808. But as we're going to see in the next committee, they have another grant coming. So that's about it.
Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
That concludes the work of the Finance Administration Committee, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good job. Next up, Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee.
We have 2 items. The first item is FY 2020 amended CESF grant agreement, the trial court. The motion reads as, move to approve the FY 2020 amended grant agreement between the Michigan State Police and Isabella County Trial Court in the amount of $89,808 for pass-through coronavirus emergency supplemental funding the CESF and authorize the board chairperson to sign the same.
Support. Swain.
We have a motion and support to approve the fiscal year 2020 amended CESF grant agreement trial court. Discussion.
Yes, it's very similar to the other two motions the motions we've already discussed. It is a little different because it is amended. So it was $29,808 was initially approved, and now another $60,000, which would make up the $89,808. So pretty similar to the other ones. So any questions?
Have any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
All right, item number 2, Central Square Technology Software License and Service Agreement. Motion reads, move to approve the software license and service subscription agreement with Central Squares Technologies LLC pending legal counsel review and authorize the board chairperson to sign the same.
Support Engler.
We have a motion and support to approve the Central Square Technology Software License and Service Agreement. Discussion.
As I said earlier in the work session, we had approved last month for them to get this agreement done, and here we have it in front of us to sign it. Earlier today, Director Griffiths from 911 Emergency and 911 Emergency Management Group discussed the software implementation.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Mr. Chairman, that completes the work of the Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee.
Thank you, gentlemen. Another fine job. Next up, Human Resources and Public Works Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our first item is FY 2021 Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency Grant Agreement. The motion reads, move to approve the FY 2021 grant agreement between the Michigan Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, Michigan Veteran Affairs Agency in Isabella County in the amount of $52,350 for enhanced veteran service operations, and authorize the board chair to sign the same.
Support.
We have a motion and support to approve the fiscal year 2021 Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency Grant Agreement. Discussion.
Okay, this money is coming to us from the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency. And what we will be using this for is to get the word out on the services given by the Veterans Agency. For instance, it will be on wraps on the ICTC buses. It's also going to be on the electronic sign on mission.
Okay.
Any questions or comments?
Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast are 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Okay, the second one in our agenda there was moving to approve the $2 per hour temporary premium pay for the Commission on Aging, direct care workers, and authorize board chairperson to sign a direct care work wage pass-through documentation forms for the month of October, November, and December of 2020.
Support.
We have a motion and support to approve the direct care worker wage pass-through documentation forms. Discussion. Commissioner Hutchinson, you have anything you'd like to discuss with this, or?
Nope, just as presented, that, I mean, it's like, I think it was 8 or 9 people that was involved in this, but good to go.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
yes,
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes,
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast are 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
That concludes the work of the Human Resources and Public Works Committee, Mr. Chair.
Excellent work, gentlemen. Next up, intergovernmental affairs. We have no issues. Administrator Controller, nothing. We have under unfinished business, nothing. Under new business, nothing. Under general public comments. Ms. Frost, do we have any public comment? We'll be waiting.
Mr. Chairman, there's no public that has joined the meeting at this time. You might find it interesting to know there are 8 people watching live on YouTube, but
Okay.
no public comment at
All
this
right.
time.
All right. Well, good. Okay, we will then close the public comment. Going to announcements. Commissioners, any announcements?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Vice Chairman Hope.
if you'll allow me, I have a statement I'd like to read.
Certainly.
And this has nothing to do with comments made in the work session earlier today. But a few days ago, I made the mistake of liking a Facebook post that was quite offensive to quite a few people. The post was a picture of the blue line flag with one stripe being pulled back to reveal a Nazi flag. And as someone asked me, what was I thinking? I was looking at this in the context of the events of January 6th. I thought this was referring to the people who stormed the Capitol that day, because I saw the blue line flag being carried alongside Nazi flags and Confederate flags. I saw these people chanting death to Mike Pence. I saw them break through police barricades, smash windows and doors and mob the building. I saw them pull an officer down the steps of the Capitol and kick and beat him. Someone hit an officer in the head with a fire extinguisher. Officers were sprayed with chemical irritants. And as one officer was down, someone in the crowd yelled, "Shoot him," with his own gun. These people have co-opted the blue line flag. One officer died and over 50 were injured, as we're all well aware. I was disgusted by everything that happened that day, and I took this post as being commentary on the type of people who were rioting and attacking police while carrying this flag. They certainly didn't have any respect for the police whose job it was to protect that building and the people in it, and the country seems to have all too easily just moved on from that tragedy. I didn't take the post to mean that police are Nazis, and I certainly don't feel that way. But that is how the post was interpreted by numerous people. Since I've been on the county board, I've been very supportive of the sheriff, his department, the jail administrator, corrections department, the emergency management department, and the prosecuting attorney's office. I have the highest regard for these men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Sheriff Maine, Jail Administrator Dush, Emergency Manager Mark Griffiths, Prosecutor Barbary, and Mount Pleasant Police Chief Paul Loria, as well as Chief Larry Klaus at CMUPD, all do a terrific job. And the officers who work for them do as well. My public statements and my actions on this board have echoed that belief. I made a huge mistake in not taking the time to consider how the post would be interpreted, and I can understand why people are upset. I meant no disrespect to anyone in law enforcement. I apologize to the entire community. I'm not criticizing the person who made the post. I think she interpreted it the same way I did. She took the post down as soon as she realized that people were offended, excuse me, by it. And I know she was sincere in her apology. I realize that this has upset a lot of people in the community. So to make amends and to try to earn the public's trust back, I'm making a $200 donation to Michigan Concerns of Police Survivors, or some similar charitable organization that helps the families of officers killed in the line of duty. Maybe it's time we all step back from our entrenched ideologies, especially on social media, condemn all the violence, and start talking and especially listening to each other again. I'm as guilty as anyone, but I'm willing to change. It's a new year and we have a wonderful community.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman Hope. I will speak up and just say that I'm not going to speak for the board here, but I have the utmost respect for you and what you've done on this board, and that I commend you for making those statements. And you are certainly a person that I consider not only an excellent county commissioner, but as a friend. So thank you. Commissioner Jelezinski.
I think we all make mistakes on social media, especially when somebody is hot or angry, or somebody says something and you want to laugh back at them. It's that like button is just too easy to hit. I consider Commissioner Hope an excellent county board commissioner and nonpartisan in his dealing with board matters. And I understand, some of the grief that he's going through because of that. And I respect him and thank him for coming forward and making whatever apology and voicing the support for the people that defend us. Thank you, Tobin.
Other commissioners? Okay, real quick. Earlier today, I announced.
Chairman
kind of
Horton,
Oh, I'm so sorry. Someone had something. I'm
my
so sorry.
apologies. I did see Commissioner Hutchinson's hand
Oh,
raised.
sorry, Commissioner Hutchinson. I missed that. I do apologize.
That's all right. It was late.
You're in the bottom right. So that was, who was that?
All right.
I can't
All I
even think
can
the
say
person that
is,
was. So
I'm new at this, haven't been with you guys, and I'm learning a lot, but I totally support Tobin and anything he would do. And he's just a upstanding person that I've known for a while now. So I would like to contribute 200 for his support on top of his 200. Just to say that we're all in this together, and I think no matter what side of the aisle you're on, we all got to work together for Isabel County.
well said, Commissioner Hutchinson.
Thank you.
You too. Anybody else? Okay, just real quick, another sad note. I mentioned earlier in our work session today, the passing late last year of former Commissioner Ron Roby. He served 2 terms from 2005 to 2008 on the county board. So condolences for the family. And like, again, I stated earlier, I knew Ron probably for almost the entire time I have lived here in Mount Pleasant. I always found him to be engaging and talking, knew him outside the political sphere a little bit. And again, just thought he was a very nice person. So again, that's the community's loss in regards to that. And last, as always, I like to speak a little bit about the COVID-19. I used to always say, wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, all the other stuff. Now we're going into different phases, and I don't mean to make that lightly, but we are now in, Administrator McAvoy talked about earlier, some county employees and some law enforcement, and myself, I said last time, 2 weeks ago, that I received my first injection. It's tonight, it looks like the next wave, I can tell as far as pharmacies go, I can speak to one pharmacy here in town. We are signed up. We have not gotten any notice when we're going to get the vaccine. It looks like what's going to happen is there's going to be something called the vaccine finder online for people to go and pretty much get online to see where the vaccine is available. I know that sounds kind of rudimentary, but apparently what we're going to do is say we get, for instance, 400 administrations in 400 shots in our pharmacy. We then have to post how many shots we have, and then on a daily basis, we have to record the amount that's used and report that uptick. So, say for instance, we inject 100 a day, and when we have 300 left, people can see that online and get in line or make appointments to come get their injections. I don't want to think that's exactly how it's going to go, because I haven't heard directly from the health department, but looks like what our pharmacy and probably other pharmacies retail wise is going to go when it starts rolling out to the general public. I know the 65 and older right now have been making appointments. So anybody that wants to get one, I would encourage you to contact probably the health department. And Jim Moreno, I think when you and I have our meeting, I think next week with District Health, hopefully that's a good topic that they're going to be mentioning. I'm looking forward to that committee. So I think that's going to be a very topical issue as far as how that's going to be rolling out. So again, so 2021 is a whole new world, whole new year, and let's just keep going forward and keep doing what's right. So, and with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Joe Lozinski.
Support Sweeney.
I have a motion and support to adjourn. Any further discussion? All right, Madam Clerk, or excuse me, first time I said Madam Clerk, Clerk Lux, roll call vote, or not a roll call. We just have all in favor, say aye. Thank you, Margaret.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. All right, meeting is adjourned. Everyone have a nice evening.
Night.
Take care.
Safe.
Thank you. Margaret? Oh, she's gone.
Margaret's fast on the trigger. Talk to you guys later. Oh,
Have
what?
a good one.
Yep, see you, Steve. See you, Jerry.
I'm trying to find out how to get it. Oh, here we go. Leave.